Hey, look, I'm a prepper. That's what I am, that's who I am, that's what I've always been. And for the past few years, especially since all the things that have been going on within the country, within the government, and the shutdowns and so on, since about 2019, I've really heightened up my prepping. And throughout that process, I've started developing and burying survival caches or stashes or however you want to look at them. I've started developing these and burying these for a while now. And I felt compelled with everything going on in the country to kind of inform some people of what I put in them, why I put these things in there, and my thought process on prepping and what I plan on doing. I'm not going to go into grave detail of my exact prep. I will never let these locations be known as to where they are and what they are. But I will tell you the point is if I ever have to bug out, I have survival stashes and many different places along my path, along my route. And as of right now, my route consists of 100 miles. And if I have to bug out, I have caches buried within a 100-mile radius of my fallout points. And these are things I can go over my mapping, I can go over things like that without showing you guys, to show you how to do it to help you and your family stay prepared. Because to me, honestly, you're just foolish if you're not prepared. We could end up in World War III, Civil War, China, Russia, our own people, our own government. You might be on the run from whatever situation you've created for yourself. So within these, each one of mine is different. Each one of them has things in there. So Survival Box A is completely different or sometimes similar to what B, C, or D may look like. One may, but each one of these is roughly for 2 to 3 days worth of, I get to that location and I can set for 2 or 3 days, and they have a few other items that I can use for whatever I may need or whatever is happening in those current situations or at that current time. So these are just things that I have, things that I come up with. Right now in this whole box, most of this is things that you have inside your home, but some of these I've had to pick up along the way. Old socks that I never wear, bottles of water I already had, canned goods I already had. I've had to pick up a little cordage for tents or whatever I may need, an emergency blanket. I have Zippo lighter fluid to help with start a fire. I have lighters to help start a fire. No point in having canned goods if you can't open them. So almost every one of my boxes has a can opener inside of it. I do not know what time of year it's going to be or what situation my clothing or me will be in when I get to this one. And so this right here, I have 2 extra t-shirts. I have just a toboggan. I have winter gloves. I have mechanics gloves. I have a cheaper set of a Walmart knife. This is an Ozark Trail. This thing right here, it's I don't even remember what it costs, maybe 15 bucks, 12 bucks. It's sharp as crap, to be honest with you, but it's a full tang knife, meaning this is a full piece of metal. This will come in super handy, plus the cordage. 15 bucks, it's got a little sheath to it. This is just something, if something happens to this, if they decide to develop property, they decide to dig this up, if anything happens, if somebody were to find it, I'm not gonna cry. I got about $50 in this. The most expensive would be the CCI Standard Velocity 22 long rifle. That is the most expensive item inside of this. I have 200 rounds of that, and it's going inside of this. So what I've done is I've taken a freaking paint bucket, food. This is a food grade or a paint bucket, however you want to look at it. I've inserted a trash bag inside. That way if it rains, we'll go over everything. And inside, the first thing I'm going to put, is either going to be the first or last, is I put a time and date when this was sealed. Packed and sealed on July 15th, 2024. That way if somebody finds it, I find it. I have no intentions on digging this up, ever. I am never going to dig these up unless I have to. So any of them that I have already buried, they have been buried. And for those that know me in real life, they know I'm not lying. I have already buried some, and they have been buried, and they will never be dug up. And the only person that knows about it is my son, because he was there to help me dig the hole. So there you go. I have a cheap Walmart Ozark Trail machete, and it has a little saw edge on it. You can There's nothing fancy about this. We're talking less than $20 for this thing. It comes with its own little sheath. Nothing fancy. I have a few pieces of cardboard to help with the fire if I get somewhere and the wood's wet. I got freaking heavy duty Ziploc bags, you know, for whatever, maybe my wallet, phone, whatever, just to protect from water. And I have another trash bag for whatever purpose. You know, if I need a poncho, that's what this can be. There's so many things which I have. This is just to help me. I have my full battle rattle. I have my full kit. If you would like me to go over that, leave that in the comments below. If you would like to know what I actually carry in my packs, what I actually have, we can definitely do a video about that. But right now, I'm going to load this thing up. I'm going to show you how I seal it up, and we're going to just move forward. And then I'll make a part 2 of burying this. Burying this is a whole nother process because you want to do it in a secluded location. You want to do it where nobody catches you burying it. I mean, there's no point in burying this. If you're going to bury this at a public park, you got to go in at nighttime. You got to get this thing buried. You do not want to bury it during the day when everybody's out jogging and running, or they think that you're burying something illegal or whatever. You do not want to bury it to where somebody sees it. You have to find a secure location and get it done. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fill this thing up. Like I said, I got t-shirts. I'd like to try and remember how I had it packed earlier. I have my packing slip inside, time and date on that. I'm going to drop these down here at the bottom. I'm going to drop all the soft and flat things. I'm going to lay them down at the bottom and get them out of my way. And once I get the gloves and the socks and everything out of my way, I will pack the other items in on top. Gloves, socks. We get these shirts packed in. So what I do with the trash bag, this trash bag is I'm just going to tie it all up. You want to put your trash bag in first for obvious reasons, and you want to pack the things inside your trash bag. And I will just tie this up, and I'm packing everything in tight. And I want to be so honest when I tell you that this is what I do. Oh, I forgot. Screwdrivers. I do not know what life is going to throw at me. I do not know what the situation will be when I am in this. If I have to dig this up, sky's the limit. You do not know what situation you're going to be in on food, on water, on whatever. Screwdrivers. Throw some in there. Can opener, lighters. I have multiple days worth of food, you know, so on and so on. And this just helps me along my travels. So if I'm going to say potentially go from freaking Nashville to Chicago, and I have these things buried along the way, this is if I'm on foot or if I'm driving, who knows what the situation is going to be. These things will be there to help me in my traveling time, because it's going to be hard times. If you have to dig this up, you guarantee that this country has fallen and we're in some hard times. That's a fact. Now I have to leave the machete outside of the sheath because I don't want to cut my trash bag open, and I don't want to stab myself in the finger because the sheath makes it too big to fit inside of this. And then so once I take it out of the sheath, it all fits in just fine. No big deal. It's perfect. This thing is only halfway full right now. I know it'll be hard for you guys to see that on camera because of everything, but now we're getting into the meat of it by putting the canned goods in. See if I can turn that a little bit to show you guys. It's not that full. It's not heavy at all. I mean, we're talking, this thing's probably 10 or 15 pounds right now at this moment. There's nothing heavy about it. And I'm just stuffing it with all my canned goods. That right there, if you guys would like to come and see it filled all the way up. Once I do that, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Like I said, there's no science to this. And when I get ready to bury this, so you guys can see the inside. That's what it looks like to help with the water. I have taken trash bags before and shoved them down in around the edges to keep that done. But what I do is I seal this bad boy up. I duct tape it shut. And this is to never be dug up again, not by me. There is nothing here that I want anymore. I will never, this is not for me. So I duct tape this thing shut all the way. I get it real good, man. I just mess around because I don't want this thing to leak. The last thing I want to do is come up and see everything that I've put in here lost to weather, lost to bugs. So I duct tape it closed. And then I will take another trash bag. I will take another trash bag and I will cover this up when I get ready to bury it. I will redo it again. I will redo it again, and I will, when I get ready to bury this, I will take another trash bag and I will throw it over this, which I will do a burying this part 2. And that's pretty much it. But that's what I do for me. That's what I do for my family. And I think that given the state of everything going on in this world and in this country and how far America has fallen, I think that it would be ideal for you to start taking the proper and necessary steps for you and your family as well. If you guys have any questions, if there's anything you're wondering about ammunition, food storage, anything, I do all this stuff. I do it all day, every day. It's just part of who I am. It's built in my DNA. So any questions, any comments, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Any questions, any comments, please leave them down below. Till next time, take care.